So we triumphed in the last episode. A 4-2 win over Spurs in the FA Cup final meant that we were victorious and we could retain the FA Cup for another year. But unfortunately, there was some bad news. Matthew Wakaso out for 4 weeks, which is the rest of the season. He will make it back a day before the Champions League final, but he'll be nowhere near fit enough to play. So with 2 games to go in the league, it really is as tight as it comes. We need to win if we want to reclaim top spot, and hopefully Chelsea don't win their game in hand. So taking on Queen's Park Rangers, no Matthew Wakaso, one of the best players in the team, our most clinical finisher, is out for the rest of the season. So Jack Christie needs to step up and introduce himself for the final 3 games of the season, the 2 league games and of course the Champions League final against Arsenal. We're taking on QPR, a very, very good side on the game. Of course, they've got the money to spend. They got it in real life too. They just didn't spend it very well last season. They've got the money to spend. That's why they're such a solid mid-table team on the game. But unfortunately for us, we couldn't defend. And when this shot was blocked, it fell straight to Diakite. He hit the ball off one post and into the side of the other, into the other side of the goal. And Diakite, just 5 minutes in, gave Queen's Park Rangers the lead. So as things stood, it looked like we were going to have a complete meltdown with a couple of games to go in the season. But we really did want to get ourselves back in the game. So just a couple of minutes after, Craig Gibson plays a brilliant ball over the top to Watamelio. One touch and a fantastic volley by the Dutch winger to make it 1-1. So we were back in the game early on. And in the 55th minute, it's a fantastic challenge by our captain Manini. He was determined to make sure we would get the 3 points in this game. He found Gibson. Gibson found Watamelio, who was already having a fantastic game. And what about that for shot power? Absolutely fantastic by the Dutch to put the ball past the goalkeeper and put us in front in the game for the first time in the game. So we were in front here at Loftus Road, but QPR, they wouldn't lie down. They had a couple of really good chances here where we failed to clear the ball. The ball came to Diakite, the goal scorer. He found Adel Taarabt, who got himself inside. Good save by Courtois though, and the Belgian goalkeeper made sure that we would still have the lead. But from that resulting corner, Esteban Granero, the former Real Madrid midfielder, crosses the ball in. Courtois punches it away, but Lomba plays it to Hoylett. Back to Lomba, who crosses the ball in. Diakite's header is blocked. It comes straight to Bajek. His shot hits the post. Then it comes to Adel Taarabt. Taarabt plays the ball back into Bajek, but unfortunately he can only put the ball wide. So QPR, they put the pressure on. We were doing everything we could to make sure we would still stay in front on this game. And with a couple of minutes to go, Luke Gale, who was having a fantastic game for us in the CDM slot, goes through one-on-one, gets taken down by the goalkeeper. So after riding our luck there, we had a penalty and a chance to surely secure all 3 points in a massive, massive game in the lead up to the final day. We give it to Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo, of course, in his final season for us, so reliable from the spot as the Portuguese forwards. We give it to Ronaldo. Will he put the ball past the goalkeeper to secure the points? Of course he will. There was no doubt in my mind Ronaldo would score, especially now I've got that fantastic little penalty ritual going for me. I've never seen him miss penalties much nowadays. So QPR 1, Sunderland 3, a fantastic victory coming from behind to get the points here at Loftus Road, take them back up north, and of course that will be fantastic news for the league table. As you'll see in a minute, you'll see how Chelsea got in their game in hand, and you'll see what the league table looks like going into the final day. But here is the final 3 scout reports of the season. Of course, this is the final scout report from all 3 of our scouts, so if we don't sign the players, they get automatically rejected. So I wasn't really sure who to sign really, because there were a couple of really good players. We signed one, but unfortunately there was a couple of other really good ones to sign as well. But unfortunately we've just got such a full youth squad, so when I signed these 2, I realised we needed to release someone else if we were going to pick up this goalkeeper here. So I wasn't really sure who to release, to be honest, because we had some very good players in here. But I thought maybe I'll do a straight swap, this goalkeeper for the one we just found. And I wasn't really sure, you know, they look very similar. The goalkeeper we don't have in the youth squad is taller than the one we do have. And I thought maybe he'll have better potential. I'm not sure. So I may have made a mistake there. I may have chose the wrong goalkeeper. But to be honest, they both look very, very good. And I think either one's going to be a fine backup. I mean, Courtois is still pretty young in terms of a goalkeeper's age. So to be honest, I think we'll do fine. It doesn't really matter. But who knows? I may have made the wrong choice. I'm sure you guys are probably sitting there face palming and thinking, oh my god, you're an idiot. But to be honest, I don't really care. But anyway, Cristiano Ronaldo comes to us, and unfortunately is our worst nightmare. Ronaldo is going to retire. It's good in the sense we're probably going to get his regen, and even if we don't, I'm sure we can look for him and find him. But even so, it's going to suck without Ronaldo. You know, it was a new transition to get Ronaldo into the side. You know, show that we've got the ability to sign the best in the world, even though Ronaldo's on the downslope. But even so, Ronaldo is going to retire, and that sucks. But like I say, hopefully we'll get his regen, and yeah, it just goes to show you how far we've got in the game where Ronaldo is retiring, and I'm sure Messi will be next in the next couple of seasons. But anyway, we take on Liverpool for the final game of the season as we sit top of the table by a point over City. Chelsea 2 points behind us and Liverpool 4 points behind us. So Liverpool can't win the league title. They can finish in second place though, a point behind us depending on results. So City, Chelsea or Sunderland, all three teams have the chance to win the Premier League on the final day. We're in the driving seat. Fate is in our own hands. If we win against Liverpool, we collect the Barclays Premier League for the second time, well, 2 times in a row. So beating Liverpool means we win the league regardless of what happens in the City and Chelsea games. But even so, well, just a few minutes in, Luke Shaw picks the ball up here and finds Clive Clay. Clay crosses the ball in, and there is Bahoken. You saw me try and unnerve him, and it clearly didn't work. It clearly just motivated him instead. So Bahoken makes it 1-0 to Liverpool, and disaster had struck already here. It was absolutely embarrassing, and it could have got even worse here when Clive Clay took aim, but Courtois was on hand to make a fantastic save. But I was keen to see how results would be going in other games as well. So when Manchester City took the lead against Aston Villa, I really was fearing the worst, because of course this meant that Manchester City would be claiming the title, and we would unfortunately be dropping down to second place. So City would claim the title as things stood at the moment, but then just a few minutes after, Aston Villa equalised. So as things stood, we would be claiming the league title on goal difference. So it really was as tight as it comes at the top, and of course with us losing, we would have to rely on results elsewhere. So we would still be claiming the league title as things stood because of that equaliser by Villa. That would mean that we would win the league title on goal difference. And then of course West Bromwich Albion, who were playing Chelsea, they took the lead over Chelsea. So as things stood, we would still be top. Cannot believe Chelsea were losing to West Brom, no disrespect to them. But even so, as we went into half-time, 1-0 down to Liverpool, despite losing the game at half-time, as you can see by the other results on the screen and in the top right corner. Didn't do a very good job of this, but we would be claiming the league title on goal difference, better goal difference to Manchester City on the same points of us. Liverpool would move up to third and Chelsea would move down to fourth. But Chelsea did equalise soon after half-time, so unfortunately for us, it looked as though Chelsea were going to get themselves back into this title race and make things even more difficult for us. But a few minutes after that, Villa scored against Manchester City. So Villa thankfully got themselves in front there at Villa Park, which meant that we had a point gap, a gap in terms of points by 1 point ahead of Manchester City. This is so complicated, isn't it? But as things stood, all you need to know is as things stood, we were going to be winning the league. And when West Brom took the lead over Chelsea, well, Chelsea, who were having an absolute meltdown there at the Hawthorns, this meant nothing. We would still be winning the league, but it was still nice to see Chelsea faltering. But straight after seeing that goal by West Brom, it must have gave the boys confidence, because we came up the field and Ocampos smashed the ball past David De Gea to put ourselves in front in this game, and put ourselves on level terms in this game to give us even more of a gap over Manchester City and Chelsea. And in the final few minutes, I wasn't really sure whether we would need another goal or not, because like I say, my maths is so bad I couldn't work it out, but I wasn't sure whether we needed another goal or not, but I still wanted one regardless. And Watermelio off the bench had the chance, but unfortunately the Dutch winger could only put the ball wide. But it did finish 1-1 here, and there were no other goal updates. So unless EA was screwing with me, it meant that Villa and West Brom had both beaten Manchester City or Chelsea, but I wasn't putting my eggs in one basket. I still wanted to make sure and wait for the results, but as you can see here, yes, it was true. Villa 2, Manchester City 1, West Bromwich Albion 2, Chelsea 1. So as I'm sure you can work out, A, by my voice, and B, because you've probably got better maths than me, it did mean that we secured the Barclays Premier League title. So despite drawing to Liverpool, despite failing to get a win, we still secured the Barclays Premier League for the second year in a row. It did come down to the final day. I think that's the first time it's happened for me as managing the team. I'm not sure, but either way, we did win the league, and we win it by 2 points as well. Cannot believe we could have lost that game. That's the funny thing about it. We could have lost that game and yet still won the league title because of how Manchester City and Chelsea got on, both losing. So that's really bizarre, you know. I was panicking in the second half, but it turns out I didn't even need to. But yeah, there you go. Wolves, Wigan and Cardiff get relegated, and the final league title table ends Sunderland first, City second, Chelsea third, and Liverpool fourth. I think I got that right. I can't remember. But anyway, those are the teams that will be in the Champions League next season, and That's really good news for us. So yeah, we win the league, and like I say, it was bizarre. You know, I genuinely thought we would have to win that game. Yeah, instead, you know, we end up not even needing the point. So you know, it was tense for me, but who cares? You know, we get the win, we get the league title, and that's fantastic. So as things stand, we're on the road to a clean sweep of trophies. We look as though we're going to win every single trophy possible this season. That is, of course, if we can beat Arsenal in the Champions League final. That is going to be a live game. That'll be the last game of the season, the Champions League final, so look forward to that. That'll be out tomorrow evening if we get enough likes on the Our Squad video in the morning, so make sure you watch that and like the video, and yeah, we'll be able to see the Champions League final live against Arsenal in the evening. So as always guys, thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, please leave a like, and I'll see you for that Champions League final hopefully tomorrow night, otherwise the day after.